Come on, come on. Kaya, out! Kaya, out! Okay, sorry about the interruption, folks. Anyways, that was not meant to happen. Anyways, welcome to the Wrestling Time Machine. Today, we're taking you back to 2/11/1989 in NWA Worldwide. We begin with Tony Schiavone interviewing Lex Luger and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Before Kaya decided to ram everything, this skit was supposed to be me playing a match on this. It was Money Incorporated versus Razor Ramon. I forget who his tag team partner is, but that's neither here nor there. Match 2 was Bob Cook versus Rob Rick Steiner. Your announcers for most of this event is going to be Paul E. Dangerously and Tony Schiavone. The most unique thing that happens after this is a what's competitive match, and Steiner stops a cup of coffee from the crowd. Steiner went to the belly to belly, which at the time would have been Magnum TA.'s finisher in Mid-South, I think. Let's say 9, so E2, E3, I think it's still Magnum moves. Rating 2 out of 3 cups of coffee. Yeah, Rick is definitely an early comedy wrestler at this point in time. We get some commercials. We get a teaser for the 89 Chi-Town Rumble and a NWA main event hotline ad. Tony interviews Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Footage of Ricky pinning Flair in a tag team match. Note, Rick calls it the Year of the Dragon. I have a note on that. Historical note. 1989 was the Year of the Snake. And when I looked it up, it said February was... the element for the snake was Earth. So it's funny as that ties into Jake Roberts, who was an enemy of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And Earth goes into DDT, which was Jake's finisher. So it's funny how that ties into Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. It's kind of a funny little historical note there. A tag team match, the Terminators versus Ravishing Randy and Loverboy Dennis Condrey with Paulie Dangerously. So we have the original Midnight Express. Paul comes out of sign, says January 2nd. Midnight Express, I think he calls him 2.0. Bye Bye Jim Cornette. The original Midnight Express wins by rocket launch for the pin. Rating 4 out of 5 80s, giant 80s cell phones. 10 random vintage commercials. Got this numbered, but yeah, random vintage 90s commercials. Apparently it's recorded like straight off TV, so they have the original commercials with them. Tony talks to Rick Steiner. And yeah, Rick is definitely a comedy wrestler, as he has like a hand puppet that he talks to that supposedly only he can hear. Doing this, definitely an early version of Sacco, so yeah. Match, Gary Royal versus Mike Rotundo with the Varsity Club. Note, Mike Rotundo is better known as IRS. Steiner shows up to top Mike with the belt. Mike uses a mix of pro wrestling and Greco-Roman style. Mike went to the butterfly suplex. Rating, 3 out of 5 TV titles. Mike interviews... Mike Tenay, not Mike Rotundo. Interviews the Four Horsemen with their Japanese manager, Flair and Wyndham. At this point, they have switched managers for J.J. Dillon and have a Japanese manager now. Match 14, Mike Justice versus Barry Windham, with Kendall Windham and Japanese manager Hiro Motoshi, I didn't pronounce that wrong, wins via superplex. 5 out of 5 black gloves. Good match. Barry is the United States Heavyweight Champion at the time. Note, Polly makes reference to Barry sending Lex right back to the Superman comics. Yeah, both Lex Luger and the Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal, actually got their names from DC Comics characters. Lex Luthor took his name from Lex Luger, and the Legion of Doom took their name from the Super Friends cartoon. I'm not sure if at any point Lex Luger actually teamed up with Hawk and Animal and called themselves the Legion of Doom as a full team. So I don't know if anyone's ever seen that particular formation, calling themselves that. Let me know. The next match is Rick Diamond versus Lex Luger, aka the Total Package. Lex wins torture rack, 5 out of 5 torture racks. A 16, we have a commercial for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure with a trailer with other commercials. This is mentioning as the Bill and Ted movies are some of Jeremy's favorite movies. He's seen both the originals. He has yet to see the last one. That's the reason I'm mentioning it. Tag match, Mike Thor and Dave Heat versus the Road Warriors. Paul Ellering tag champions match. The Road Warriors win via Doomsday Device. 5 out of 5 Wall Street Journals. I can't remember if Paul Ellering were the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times. I think Jim appreciated that. Newspapers. Tony interviews the Road Warriors and Paul Ellering. Overall rating 5 WC Tag Team titles out of 5. Rolling Joint. Do you want me to cover more of the WC N.W.A. Worldwide from 1989? I've covered 2 previous episodes. Check the playlist if you want to see my previous reviews of the last 2 episodes I covered. Alright, until next time, let's burn some muscle. Comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon for new notes. See you next time.